Alright, welcome back. V.O.C. YouTube channel, College Football Thursday. This might be the last College Football Thursday. Maybe. I don't fucking know what we're going to do. Could be, could not be. A lot of stuff going on. Got my hair cut. Wearing one of my new hats. Pink Whitney, one of my favorite fucking drinks. It's amazing. Pink lemonade vodka. Fucking shove it down my throat. Let's jump into it. Like I said, haircut. Wearing my new hat. Fucking, dude, life's great right now. Maybe not for Michigan fans, though. The report comes out. Bruce Feldman, I think it was, Tuesday night, one of the nights this week. Jim Harbaugh potentially is looking into the NFL. I've been taunting this for fucking about a month now. Kind of jokingly, though. I always thought, maybe he'll get back into the NFL. He wants to win something. The way college football is kind of moving forward, it's a lot harder to win in college football than it is in the pros, per se. And for Jim, he's never won anything, and I think that really bothers him, and I think he really wants to win. And you look at what he's done in Michigan this last year, he's kind of taken that program as far as he believes he can take it, in my opinion, because that's kind of how Jim's always worked. He's been at a place 3 or 4 years. He's taken it as far as he has. Right? He's been at Michigan a little bit longer, 7, 8 years now. You beat Ohio State for the first time. You win the Big Ten for the first time. You take them to the playoff. Michigan's one of those programs where you're taking it as far as you can. That's right along with the Notre Dames, with the potentially Texas A&M, schools like that where it's kind of middle of the pack. Michigan State, those kind of schools where you've taken it to the playoff as far as you can to a certain point because recruiting is just not there. And I'll talk about recruiting later and what it does to college football players. But I think the NFL is a legitimate thing for Jim, especially with teams like the Raiders, where that's where he started his coaching career out at. The Bears. It's not open yet, but it's most likely going to be open. If it's not, I'm going to fucking kill somebody. Where he played there. He talks as Mike Ditka as one of his mentors for coaching. I just think it's kind of a perfect storm right now. You're coming off of Michigan, hottest you've ever been. Time is never better. Or it could also be a money play for him to get more money at Michigan. I don't know if that's the reason, though, because if it was about money, he wouldn't have donated all the bonuses he got. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Monday, I think, is when it's really going to start heating up. So I don't know. It's just something to look at. And Bruce Feldman talked about people that could potentially fill the Michigan spot if he did leave. Josh Gaddis, the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator for Michigan as well. He said they'd probably look at those two first. And then there's guys like Bill O'Brien, Matt Campbell. To me, I would call Luke Fickell. I get he's an Ohio State guy, but I'd call Luke Fickell because he's still the best coach available. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes. I know it's a soft subject for Michigan fans to talk about, but it's got to be talked about because Jim is one of the best coaches in America, and he's one of the few college coaches that went to the pros and did very good. Winning percentage is almost like 70%. Took him to the playoffs pretty much every year. Took him to the Super Bowl, NFC Championship games. He's a great coach. And as a Bears fan, I want him. Yes, I do. I think it'd be great to have a coach like him, and I think it'd be funny to steal Michigan's coach. But we don't know. All right, my bowl picks were fucking amazing. 26-11. I'm a pick God. It's just how I fucking roll. It's how I work. This is my life. This big brain just knows everything. From the picks I have in this book, so I didn't go through my archive footage on YouTube. 17-9, 65% through the season. That's without the bowl games, obviously. Look, I'm like God in heaven. I'm on fucking top. Everybody wants to come see me when it comes to picks. I fucking do everything that people dream about. Right? That's what I do. That's why I do this YouTube channel, because I do things others can't. I pick games correctly and have tremendous winning percentages. Fucking need picks, come talk to me, okay? Alright. This is going to be a little... I'm going to stand on a soapbox here and talk. Kind of wrote this down a little bit. I'm usually not scripted during this. This is pretty much scripted. Teams like Michigan, Cincinnati, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Washington aren't the problem within the playoff. The teams that recruit the best in college football will always win and win big. Right now it's Alabama, Georgia. I looked at the average recruiting classes leading up to teams' title wins per 24/7 Sports. There's some outliers in this, but consistently you'll see where you got to recruit top 3, top 5 to win. Ohio State in 2014 when they won, their average recruiting class was 7.75. Alabama in 2015 when they won, their average recruiting class leading up to them winning was 1. Clemson 2016, this is an outlier. Their average recruiting class when they won was 15. You got to remember, they had guys like Deshaun Watson. You can get great 4-stars, but if they're stars like Deshaun Watson, you're going to win. 2017 Alabama, their average recruiting class leading up to their championship was 1. 2018 when Clemson won, another outlier, 13, but you got to remember, they had Trevor Lawrence, who was the number 1 overall recruit in the country. So they got the right guys. LSU leading up to their title game, 2019, 7.25. You also got to remember, though, they got a 4-star in Joe Burrow who turned out to be a star. So as long as you have the right court, what you're seeing parallel-wise is top recruiting classes, but if you're not the top recruiting class, if you have the best quarterback in the country, you're going to win. Alabama 2020, last year when they won, 2.25 average recruiting class. In Alabama and Georgia this year, 2021, the 4 years leading up to this year, Alabama 2.25 recruiting class, Georgia 2 recruiting class. If you are not recruiting at a high rate, you're losing before the games even matter. So when we see the 20-point wins, like I predicted, I said both these playoff games are going to be won by 20 points. It's not because of the coaching. It's because, and not because of that day, it's what happens the 4 or 5 years leading up to these games. That's why Alabama wins and dominates every year. To beat Georgia and Alabama, you need to beat them in recruiting, not just on the field. If you don't recruit top 3, top 4, top 5 consistently, or don't have a top quarterback, you aren't going to win. That's why coaches like Marcus Freeman are putting everything into recruiting, like Lincoln Riley as well, putting everything into recruiting. College football playoff blowouts start long before the games are played. And people don't want to hear that, and people want to make fun of all the teams. And look, I laughed at Michigan for losing, yes. Because Michigan fans laugh at Notre Dame for losing. Yes, happens. But it happens in recruiting. If you're not winning in recruiting, you're not going to fucking win anything. And the teams that were top in recruiting this year, Texas A&M was 1, Alabama was 2, Georgia was 3. They continue to recruit at that. Texas A&M is going to get into this the next few years. USC is getting up there. So it's like you have to recruit at a high level. If you don't, you're not going to win. That's, and people don't understand that, and that's what I've said throughout this show. The last few videos I've done talking about winning. You have to recruit at an average top 3 to win national titles, and this proves it. Now, you're going to look at Ohio State, well, they were 7. Yeah, but they had Urban as their coach, and you get the right players, they had stars, right? Top picks in the NFL. Clemson, like I said, they had 2 great quarterbacks. 2 arguably the greatest quarterbacks in college football history, Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence. Joe Burrow with LSU, same difference. Like, they had stars all on the field, and they dominated. You need to consistently recruit at the best to win, and if you don't, you're not going to. That's why people, you hate Alabama, you hate Georgia in it every fucking year. It's not going to stop until you beat them in recruiting, and that won't fucking happen because they put more money, they put more time, they put more effort into it. The SEC just does more in recruiting than other schools. They are guaranteeing, there are some reports that they're guaranteeing $1 million in NIL deals to players. That's what some SEC schools are doing. Guaranteeing $1 million NIL deals if they just go to their school. That's fucking nuts. Notre Dame ain't doing that. Michigan ain't doing that. Michigan State ain't doing that. Wisconsin's not doing that. Florida State potentially could do it. You have teams that are really good, but they're not going over that next level. Iowa, they're not doing those things. Pittsburgh, they're not doing those things. Wake Forest, they're not doing those things. Schools like that are not doing those things. Until those schools do it, which a lot of them won't, because the Northern Big Ten, that's academic central. They care about academics just as much as football. The SEC, it's football, then academics. So until that shift happens, nobody else was going to win games. So to hear bitching and moaning and fucking complaining about Alabama and Georgia, blah, blah, blah. I'm tired of the SEC. They recruit the best. They're going to fucking win the best. So you get that through your minds. Bitch all you want, but you're going to look like a fucking idiot. That's just the truth. It's the truth. People don't want to fucking hear it. But that's why they're here every year. And they have the best fucking coach. Alabama's the best fucking coach of all time. So, I mean, Jesus Christ. Fuck. I thought that would fucking enlighten some people and be like, whoa, like take a step back and let's think about this a little bit bigger picture than just, well, our team played bad and they got blown out that day. No. The loss adds up way longer before that day. It's 4 or 5 year process. All right, so now moving on to the national title game. Look, I predicted the playoffs perfectly. I said Georgia would win. I said Alabama was going to win. I said both teams are going to win by 20 points. I'm just a fucking god. This is what I do. But Alabama, Georgia played in the SEC championship game. What did I tell you? I was one of the only people that said Alabama's going to beat them. I said that. They're an underdog. They better quarterback, better coach. They're going to beat them. Leading up into this game, Alabama's the better coach. They have the better quarterback. In my opinion, Kirby can't beat Saban. Saban made Kirby. Saban is Kirby's daddy. What was like the Hangover thing with Zach Galifianakis' character? He had like the baby and like the swaddle thing or whatever, the chest thing. That's fucking... Saban is Zach Galifianakis in that movie, and fucking Kirby is the baby. He's just holding him around like, oh yeah, you could have this stuff too, Kirby, but I'm the fucking man. I'm going to get these things. Kirby freaks when he plays fucking Saban. It's mental with Kirby in Georgia. And look, I respect the Georgia players saying we want to win, this is what we want to do. It's not them. It's their fucking coach. He's had Saban beat twice. Twice. Once in the national title, fucked up, lost. Once in the SEC championship game, fucked up, lost. Kirby is a notorious idiot. Notorious idiot. I don't trust Stetson Walk-On Bennett. Look, it's a cute story. I trusted him versus Michigan. Yeah, because it's fucking Michigan. I trusted him in that game. Michigan's Michigan, right? I would trust him against any other team other than Alabama. I don't trust him. He's going to fuck up somewhere, right? He's going to fuck up somewhere. He did in the SEC championship game. He's going to do it again. Georgia has a great defense. Yeah, Georgia has a great defense. I don't know about their fucking secondary. I ultimately don't. Wilson for Michigan, when there was time, he was able to get past them. Williams for fucking Alabama is way better than Wilson for Michigan. And my only concern with Alabama, and I kind of saw it in the Cincinnati game, was outside of Williams, there was my dad's fucking... Dude, I'm doing a fucking video here, dude. Like, come on, bro. Outside of Williams for Alabama, there was no consistent other wide receiver, right? He went to Bolden a lot. Without Mechie, that's my only concern. But Alabama has a stable of 5-star running. I told you, look at their recruiting leading up to this. They have a stable of recruits, young wide receivers. One kid that I think was Brooks is his name, made the catch versus Auburn over his shoulder. Look, Alabama's going to be fine. They have the better coach, they have the better quarterback. Kirby cannot beat Alabama and Saban. That is why Georgia's a 2.5-point favorite. I don't fucking understand that. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Both teams are coming up north to play the game, so this game isn't going to be in the south like the last few have. So that'll be interesting to see, because the last few have been playing Georgia's backyard right in Atlanta, and they still couldn't fucking win. So we'll see how this works. My prediction's Alabama. I think it's very close. I think this is one of those games like the 2018 national title game. I think it's very fucking close. I think we could see a tie going into halftime, like 14-14, 21-21, 17-17. I think we could see a tie going into the fourth. Ultimately, I think this game is won by a late field goal or touchdown by Alabama. That's what I'm predicting. I think Bryce Young is going to magic. They ran the fuck out of the ball against Cincinnati, so that gives the O-line a little bit of confidence. So he didn't have to do much, Bryce Young. And like I said, I don't trust Kirby in these big games, and I don't trust a fucking walk-on Stetson Bennett to beat Alabama. Now, do I think Georgia can win? Yeah, I think Georgia can win, but I'm not picking Georgia to win. I'm going to pick Alabama to win. I'll go 35-28 Alabama. I think they win the late second field goal. Touchdown. I'm a god, though. My fucking brain. It's fried. That's what I think, yeah. Like I said, this could be the last college football Thursday. I don't know. I don't fucking know. College football comes to an end on Monday on the field wise. We'll see where we go from there. That's pretty much all I got to talk about. Look, Michigan fans, you probably love me, you probably hate me after this video. I don't know. Thanks for watching.